So this is a WD MyCloud 4 TB drive in there, hard drive. They use Linux these, as I know, but that doesn't bother you on Windows, is that you just transfer files to it and you can read files from it, and you can put videos on there that you can watch elsewhere on your Wi-Fi. I've got powered off this ATX here, which is putting 12 volts into this small fan, which I just have laid on top loose as a test. I'm going to build that fan into, well, either on top or inside. It might fit inside, I don't know, it's only a small fan. But that's been keeping it cool as a test, and it hasn't cut it up, it hasn't sort of stopped transferring files when I wanted to transfer files. Well, it's been pretty warm. The weather was very warm, about 27 degrees at times, centigrade that is, and I think it's been causing it to cut out while it's been transferring files, and then I have to muck about, I have to reset it and such like. So that's the MyCloud down there. So after dismantling it, I've fitted a small fan here. That's on the back. This is the back. There's some slots here, and there's a couple of clips. One clip there, one clip the other side, and it just fits in between those clips at a height that isn't going to put the screws in the slots, so to speak. And there's 3mm by 15mm Allen head bolts in my case. They do stick out a little bit, well that one certainly does. I could cut that down. I'll consider doing that later. But obviously this is after dismantling the cover and that. There's plenty of videos online showing you dismantling it, but say watch out for these edge clips here. I don't see many videos mentioning them. They also clip on, but you can prise them off with, say, edge of a ruler, both edges, and then you can open this up and slide it off. That's basically that. And these two wires are going to get wired up to the hard drive itself, well, the MyCloud here. I'll show you that. So it's a 4 TB Western Digital Red NAS, that's network attached storage drive, that, and it's got these cushions like rubbers on that take up a bit of shock. There's the ports there. Power 12 volts, so we can take 12 volts off this, off the two pins on the underside. LAN, USB, and like a reset button. If ever gets stuck, try holding that for 4 seconds while, well, take the plug out, press it, hold it for 4 seconds while you put the plug in, and hold it for 4 seconds I should say. Then release and see if that fixes it. If that doesn't fix it, then you can try the same attitude as unplug it, plug it back in while you've got that pressed for 40 seconds. So there's a bit of a look round. This is like a daughter board, like an extra board on. It plugs in the SATA ports here at right angles. I'm not sure what that's for, some sort of testing I imagine. Like they must have some plug to test it. So as I know, these are Linux operating system, although you just copy and paste because of the software, the firmware inside. You can just copy and paste in Windows files, or use the software to transfer files up to this cloud as it's known as, and then you can access those clouds on the internet anywhere basically. So I'm just going to solder, positive is down towards me, and negative is the top pin, these two pins here. I'll show you that. So this is where the plug is going in, the power plug. We've got those two pins there, positive towards us, negative up away towards, well anyway I'm going to call this the top of the drive at the moment. Okay, I would say check that with a multimeter. I have already checked mine. So the holes here I drilled out the 2.5 for 3mm balls, and I forced the bolts in to cut the threads. Quite hard plastic this, so do it the way you would tap something, you know, turn it 1 or 2 turns and turn it back half a turn, then turn it 2 turns to get any swarf out. See, the bolts do stick out in this case a little bit, especially that top one. I think might get a bit more light. So these are to take the cushions. Where am I? There we are. They're to take the 2 cushions on one side, and it's got these slots to take the cushions in on the other side. So you put it in at an angle, put those in first, those 2 cushions, and then slide this other side down. Right, I'm going to solder that wire on there. I'll come back when we are. I've wired that up to the 12 volt going in there. You hear the noise. Now one problem with this is, which is top and which is bottom, this does have some cushion feet on. So you can hear the noise level. It might go down a bit when I put it back in and put the cover on. I'll do that now. See, that's working, that's blowing air into the unit, and obviously it can escape through plenty of slots in this. But the hot weather we've been having in the UK lately, it's been cutting out, or seems to be cutting out overheating. So that's why I'm doing this. So there we are, put back in. Like I say, you put this side, the back side, in first. There's 2 like holes, mounting holes for the rubbers in, and then slide the front down, pushing this as far as you can towards the back. Just took that wire out the way, and I'll put the cover on. So I'm putting the cover on, took the wires down here so they're not going to touch the fan blade, get caught in the fan blades. And anyway, so there we are, all back together. You can't really see the fan, it's inside here. I'll plug it back in, make sure those fan blades aren't. You can hear the noise. The trouble is, obviously it's not using passive cooling, it's using active cooling, and we get that noise. One thing about the noise, it does indicate that the fan is on. I can feel a little bit of a breeze here, slight breeze, but that breeze will be, fan will be getting shared out. It does have slots in the bottom, as you've seen, covered in slots, but still overheats. Right, I'll get this plugged into MyCloud, and that's it really. I would say probably have to reset it when you plug it into MyCloud. That's 4 seconds. You unplug it, press the button, keep it pressed, plug it in, keep it pressed for 4 seconds, then let go of the button. And that should give it a basic reset. If that doesn't work, do the same again, but for 40 seconds. So there we are. It took about I'm going to say 5 minutes before the green light came on. It flashed a bit first and eventually it's come on there. I did give it the 4-second like turn on trick where you press the reset button, take the power off, press the reset button, keep it pressed, put the power in, count slowly to 4 seconds, then release it. And that sort of resets this, the basic reset. If you want the full reset, I'm not sure if the full reset wipes all your files, so be careful of that. Read about it first, as you do the same for 40 seconds. And you can hear the noise level there. Bit annoying, bit of a whine to this fan. Don't know if a Nokia fan would be much better. I have a tendency to think that Nokia fans tend to, the way they get away with less noise is reduce the speed of the fan and you don't get so much airflow. I'll have to see if I can get used to that. I'll show you MyCloud is working on the computer now. You see my WD MyCloud there, but generally you go to network and here's MyCloud. Now there's software to do this to back up your files, but this is the quickest way I can show you that's working. See, it's working there. Some shared videos there. And on the smart drive, which is the backups, automatic backing up, I've got all these films here. There's my videos backed up. So you can see that MyCloud is working there, no problems there. Only problem is the noise level. I think I'll get used to that noise level actually after a bit. But you can probably hear the noise level in the background. It might sound a bit noisy at the moment.